Hello again. My name is Warren Kidd and I'm Senior Lecturer here at the Cass School of Education and Communities. I say hello again because this is a video 2 in a series of 3 videos made at the end of week 1 of our Humanities and Social Science teacher education programme this year, just trying to explain some of the activities and assessment opportunities that are happening over the next couple of weeks to you and for you. So video number 1 just explored very briefly the presentation task that you're all doing on Monday of week 2. And in this video now, I'm just going to look very quickly at the micro-teach task we're doing in Monday of week 3. There's a third video coming up next, and that's going to look at planning to enable learning to take place, which is the taught session Monday week 2 in the afternoon after your presentations, and it has some quite important implications, I think, for microteach, but also for your current and continuing practice planning and delivering lessons in the classroom. So on Monday of week 3 we ask you to do a microteach. So let's just talk about the logistics here. I'm not going to ask for a lesson plan. I will need a lesson plan for the lessons that you do normally teach, but that's not quite what this is about, okay? You'll teach for 30 minutes and your remit, your job, is to communicate to me through your teaching. I'll be the shadowy dark figure lurking at the back of the room, right in the corner. Your job is to communicate the elements or the ingredients and the order of those elements that you think make up a good learning experience, a good lesson, but in micro form, okay? So you have half an hour. As soon as you finish teaching, I will take you outside and we'll stand privately in the corridor and I'll give you some instant verbal feedback. While you're micro-teaching, I'll take some notes and I'll email those to you at the end of the day. The micro-teaching is deliberately ungraded, but it will inform conversations that we have in terms of tutorial support, just like the presentations we'll have done the week before, see video number 1. It will also hopefully inform conversations with your mentors and your weekly training plans, and also maybe, if you haven't done them yet, those first entries in your reflective journal. It's about safely, quickly assessing where you are. So just as learning, classroom lessons are about the distance travelled by the learner, your development as a teacher, as a professional learner, is also about the distance that you travel. And you can't measure distance travelled unless you really quite quickly engage early on with where people are. Now, I've said this to you before, and I reckon I'm going to say it almost every lesson I see you over the next 37 weeks, that there are different routes through learning to be a teacher, and every teacher will get a different experience because they are different people and they bring to it different skills. So this is about mapping and starting the process of mapping with you the kind of skills you're demonstrating or not demonstrating. So I'm looking for you to show me in half an hour the ingredients and elements that you think make up a well-crafted and skillfully produced lesson. It's not role play, although it might feel a little bit like pantomime at the time. I'm not going to ask, you're not going to say to the group, this is a year 7 class, and then they're going to act in the way that they imagine year 7s would act. That's not what we're doing here. You teach something from your subject specialism, you teach it at the level that it would be at the level of on your curriculum, and we'll just join in and be who we are, competent and efficient and effective learners, because it's about what you think the pattern and the ingredient and the element of a good lesson looks like. Instant feedback from me, but the other thing I haven't said is that we'll come back into the room and the group will give you some feedback as well, and on the day I'll explain how we kind of carefully and sensitively and supportively manage that. This is an act of support And my experience tells me that training teachers in the past actually really enjoy this experience. And I say this with a slight grin on my face when it's over. I don't mean it was awful and they're glad it's gone. What I mean is that on hindsight and reflection, they do see how it helps and supports them. So from a personal point of view, I'm actually really looking forward to this, okay? I think it's going to be an interesting day, and I think there's going to be lots of different things going on for us to all think about. And don't forget, as a learner to someone else's microteach, you can also reflect on what they're doing as a teacher too. So there are lots of opportunities for entries in reflective journals. So that's what we're doing on Monday week 3. Video number 1 was about the presentation task on Monday week 2. And the next video is just some thoughts, almost in a kind of random way, about how to think about planning a lesson to enable learning to take place.